Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, on this episode of Bullet Points on this beautiful Sunday morning, we have got to talk about what they're calling a framework for the new gun control negotiation in the Senate. Now, just to keep you up to date and kind of bring you back where we've covered the last 2 weeks, the framework, the Senate, the negotiations, this is the one to watch. Because this is where they're all going forward this 60-vote filibuster to get over, right? This is the important piece. The House stuff, okay, fine, that's over here. But this senator negotiation between Republicans and Democrats that's happening, this is the one to watch, and they say they have a framework, and that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know going into this week so we can watch it. We can call our representatives, senators particularly, so you can make your voices heard, and we can pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. Now, make sure that you guys are subscribed if you think we earn that, if the content that we're bringing is valuable for you, because we need as many people as we possibly can to get the information out quickly, and we're doing an amazing job, and hopefully we add that value and you jump on with us. But let's dive into this. Everything is linked in the description box below. I want to show you this framework that they're calling, and they've narrowed it down to 3 different avenues. Now, this is really important to understand where they're looking, because then we can basically position ourselves accordingly. Senate negotiators have a framework for gun legislation, source says. A bipartisan group of 9 senators met Wednesday as they try to hammer out a bill in the wake of the situation. Okay, we've been covering that, but now there's a few more developments, particularly since Schumer has scheduled H.R. 8 and 1446. That's a separate video. In fact, Jared did a video including that this morning as well on guns and gadgets. That's something, at least we're both of the opinion, that's a pressure tactic to do this, but I'll get into that more in 1 second. Washington. Democratic and Republican negotiators on Capitol Hill have formed the outlines of gun legislation that would serve as a response to the situation in Texas. Now, that's what we're going to cover, and this is what they've actually said, a source close to the talks. There is a framework for a bill. Well, what does that framework look like? The bipartisan group of 9 senators who met in person at the Capitol shortly after the situation held a Zoom meeting Wednesday afternoon, so this is past Wednesday, to discuss any progress that may have been made during the Memorial Day recess. The senator list: Democrat Chris Murphy, Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut, Kirsten Sinema, Joe Manchin, Martin Heinrich, Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania, Susan Collins of Maine, Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, and Bill Cassidy. Now, that's the 9 people that they're talking about. Okay, so you got a mixed match of Republican and Democrats, but now they started working into small little groups, and this is important to understand. Over the Memorial Day weekend, senators broke off into smaller working groups to tackle various pieces of the framework, and they've got 3 pieces of framework. One working group is looking at funding for mental health services and boosting school security, measures Republicans generally have favored after high situations. Okay, so now what's interesting about that is they're actually including Republican-aimed legislation points. Democrats have flat out said, we don't want to harden our schools, we don't want guards in schools, we don't want any of that stuff. So if they don't want it, that's going to be kind of a non-starter. But one of the 3 avenues that they've broken into focus groups on is funding for health services and boosting school security. So that kind of orientates towards the right side of the argument. Another small group is focusing on expanding background checks. The background checks thing is already there. H.R. 8 and 1446. Chris Murphy loves it. Blumenthal loves it. The Democrats want that legislation. But Manchin has been blocking them from overriding the filibuster, and so far he's still holding strong on that. He said he's not budging. And I know there's a lot of other senators there who haven't vocally said it, but they're doing the same thing. Then the third one, and this is where we get into this is where I think it's going to go heavily. While the third is looking at incentives for states to pass so-called red flag laws, which allow authorities to confiscate firearms from people deemed to be threats to themselves or others. Now, the important thing here, it's looking at incentives for states to pass red flag laws, not focusing on red flag legislation federally. Now, keep in mind, I am not Nostradamus. Here's my disclaimer. I am not a fortune teller. I don't know the future. But if they're leaking these things out and saying there's a framework of a bill, and this is the only chamber that's the one that's actually going to have the ability to pass anything, because the House is a rubber stamp. Everything's going through the House. The Senate has to get over that 60-vote filibuster. And if they're talking about funding for states and leaving it at the state level, that's very different than what the House is pushing forward of a House-level, federal-level red flag law system. And that's something to watch, because if this final bill comes out, because you're going to see something out of this framework, and you see funding at the state level for red flag laws and not a federal red flag law system, you're going to see Democrats real upset, and that might be a poison pill. You partner that with the mental focus, the mental services focus, along with hardening of schools. That might be a non-starter just for Democrats. And that's something to watch. It's very important. Now, one other thing I want to say about H.R. 8 and 1446. Those bills don't really have a chance of passing currently. They've been there for over 15 months. But why would they be scheduled for a vote now? My vote, or at least my thought is, it's one of two ways. One, the negotiations are going a little worse than they're letting on, so they're trying to pressure it a little bit. Or they actually want to get a vote done, as Schumer said, and we're going to get a vote on this if the negotiations fail, which is something that he said earlier on in this process. That last part's conjecture. Lots going on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.